Hi class, welcome to lesson 46. After the end of this lesson, you should be able to identify the factors that affect solubility and identify the factors that affect the rate of dissolving. So the first factor that affects solubility is the nature of the solute. This is described as like dissolves like. We know that only substances with similar polarity will dissolve in one another. So polar substances dissolve in polar substances, and nonpolar substances dissolve in nonpolar substances. So why do polar substances dissolve in polar substances? Because polar substances have charged regions, and there are attractive forces between ions and polar water molecules. Nonpolar substances have weak intermolecular forces. These weak intermolecular forces are easily overcome by nonpolar solvents. Substances with different polarity, like oil and water, will not mix. The second factor that affects the solubility of a substance is temperature. Temperature and its effect on solubility can be seen on reference table G. As temperature increases, the solubility of a solid increases. That is because at a higher temperature, it'll be easier to break the intermolecular forces holding the substance together. You probably know it's easier to get sugar dissolved in your hot coffee than your cold coffee. You can look here at a picture of reference table G and see that we have colored only the solids. So the solubility of solids increases as we increase temperature. Now, temperature has the reverse effect on the solubility of gases. As you increase temperature, you decrease the solubility of gases. This is because when gases have a higher temperature, they have more kinetic energy, which allows them to escape the solution as a gas. This explains why cold ocean waters have more dissolved oxygen and typically more life than warm ocean waters. Here you can see on reference table G that there are a few gaseous substances. The gaseous substances, again, are the substances whose solubility decreases as the temperature, or X, increases. Pressure is another condition that can affect solubility, but it only affects the solubility of gases, as solids are not affected by pressure. As pressure increases on a solution, the solubility of a gas in the solution increases. This explains why it is important to cap carbonated beverages. By capping carbonated beverages, you maintain pressure, forcing the gaseous carbon dioxide to stay dissolved within the solution. Here is an animation. Notice that when you decrease pressure, you allow the gas particles to spread out and there are less dissolved in the solution. Now, when you increase pressure, you're going to push the particles closer together and push them within the solution, making more dissolved within the blue solution. So by now, you should be able to identify the three factors that affect solubility. In addition to having factors that affect solubility, we are going to discuss two factors that affect the rate or how quickly items dissolve. They do not affect the amount of substance dissolved, but they will affect the speed at which any substance dissolves. Surface area can affect how quickly something dissolves, but it will not affect the overall amount. The smaller the particle, the larger the surface area. Large surface area, due to small particle size, will increase solute and solvent contact, thus allowing the particles to dissolve more quickly. Granules of sugar will dissolve faster than cubes of sugar because the smaller granules of sugar have more surface area. Stirring increases the rate of dissolving, but it does not increase the amount that can dissolve. Stirring increases the speed at which the solute and solvent come into contact. By now you should be able to identify the factors that affect the rate of dissolving. This concludes lesson number 46. Make sure you've taken good notes. Write down any questions you have and bring them to class. Complete your homework on Google Classroom and put your reference table and calculator back in your backpack so you are prepared for class. I'll see you soon.